Alright, so I did some testing earlier today and I verified that everything works correctly. You can see how serious this thing is. Just MOSFETs everywhere. And I verified that everything works, but there's some pretty big transients going on, and it has to do with the switching speed of the MOSFETs is still way too fast right now. So what I'm going to do is I set these initially at 3.3 ohms. These are the low side MOSFETs. The synchronous MOSFETs up here I set at 0 ohms. You can see those. Those are fine. I wanted to put those resistors in there in case I needed to adjust them or something like that. But the low side MOSFETs here, they're just way too fast. So I'm going to slow them down. I have some 7.5 ohm resistors. So I'm going to throw those in and retest it again tomorrow and see how that goes. Aside from that, everything works great. Mechanically, this is extremely solid. And in the end, I'll have some heatsink compound along the back here, and these will be all tightened up and everything. But I mean, for testing, there's no reason to. I'm only testing at like an amp right now, so there's no real use in bolting any of this up yet. And just a view of the power board from the top. It's looking quite diabolical, I gotta say. I'm liking it a lot. This copper bar I just took out for now, just because I'm working on it. And that's it, yeah. So I'm going to be swapping out those resistors, increasing them a little bit to slow down the MOSFET switching, and we'll go from there. Now, I expected to have a problem like this. I expected the MOSFETs to switch too fast. It's a good problem to have, because I mean, all I have to do now is slow them down and tweak it until it's all good. So we'll see how it goes. I'll change these resistors out and test it again and see if I need to make any further changes. As well, I've populated up the control board here. Here's what it looks like. I just have a ton of capacitors on there, and while I was doing some testing today, I noticed that the connections here make an enormous difference. Initially I just had 2 wires, I'm only testing at an amp, so it's not really a big deal. I just had 2 wires connecting, one for your battery minus, one for battery plus, and I was measuring the noise on that, and then just out of curiosity I hooked up another wire, one for battery plus again and another one for battery minus, and the noise went down by about 25%, so the ripple on there, so it's just the interconnect between the capacitors in this board, just that interconnect is a big deal. So I'm going to be utilizing every single one of these connections here. There's 8 in total for each, the battery minus and battery plus connection. And as well, once the boards are stacked, the wires will be really short, so it'll be a really solid connection there. And of course, once I polish up the copper bars and everything, that'll also improve the connection quite a bit. So and once all the screws are tight and everything too. So yeah, just a couple interesting things there. So yeah, I think that's all I have for you in this video. I'll touch base with you once I do some more testing.